Good morning. What has happened to this year? The older you get, the faster these days fly by. That's why we don't have time to waste. We don't have time to bake and shake. Because we never know when it's our time. But for those of you that are here, I pray for you all the time. You want to get stronger spiritually? You really want to get stronger spiritually? Start praying for people. Watch how strong you get spiritually. Amen. If you can, come on, stand with me. I want you to pray for this country. Pray for the city. Pray for your neighborhood. Pray for your family. Thank God for family.
Amen.
Then send a prayer out for your enemies. You want to get taller? You want to get higher? Pray for your enemies. He'll make them your footstool. Take a moment now to do that. Bless the Lord now with your hands clapped. Let me come on, go with me to the 19th chapter, the book of Acts. Chapter 19. Just when you think things couldn't get any stranger, just when you think things couldn't get any crazier, it's always something in Acts that's just a little bit more crazier than the previous week. Acts chapter 19, I want to start reading at verse 4. Let me read it to you. It says, for a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, which made silver shrines for Diana, brought no small gain unto the craftsmen, whom he called together with the workmen of like occupation, and said, sirs, you know that by this craft we have our wealth. Moreover, you see and hear that not alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul have persuaded and turned away much people, saying that there be no gods which are made with hands. So that not only this our craft is in danger to be set at naught, but also that the temple of the great goddess Diana should be despised, and her magnificence rather should be destroyed, whom all Asia and the world worship. And when they heard these things, they were full of wrath and cried out, saying, Great is Diana of the Ephesians. Amen. Today's message, will you buy what they're selling? Yes. Amen. Will you buy what they're selling? Amen. Thank you, greeters. Y'all remember last Sunday, these 7 brothers. You were here on last Sunday, you found out that these 7 brothers, let me put it like this, they bit off more than they could chew. They called themselves trying to run the devil out. It just so happened that the devil ended up running them out. I told you all on last Sunday that there was always somebody better than you. Yeah. Just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, we find ourselves in Acts chapter 19, starting at verse 24. For it is here we meet a man by the name of Demetrius. Sisters, don't get upset with me, but somebody's going to agree with me, even if you don't say it out loud. But a lot of women can be so messy. North side. A lot of women can be messy. But let me come over here to the south side. I understand, I get it, that women, some of them are messy. But ain't nothing more messier than a messy man. When you got a messy man, you got something on your hands. But it is in the 19th chapter of Acts, verse 24, we meet a messy man. His name is Demetrius. We don't know his age. We don't know anything about his family. But we are informed about his occupation. You can talk about him all you want to, but he works. And ladies, if he works, that's a plus. He works. He's good with his hands. The Bible calls him a silversmith. Of course, you know me. I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about, so I looked up what a silversmith does. He's a metal worker who creates objects from silver or other precious metals. A silversmith. Some of you probably sitting here right now, you got bracelets and rings on. Somebody fashioned them with their own hands. just so happened to be during the days when people were into worshiping idols. Small G gods. How many of you in here from Louisiana? Okay. People, some people from Louisiana, they different. Yeah, all right. Because a lot of the customs, let me just drop it like this. Juju. Yeah, they into a lot of things like that. But the people during Acts chapter 19, they're into a lot of different stuff. Right. They worship, watch this, small G gods. Gods that were made by human hands. Right. And it is also in this chapter we find that Satan, we know him as the devil, once again he puts up a fight against God himself. Years ago there was a play that came out. It was said that your arms are too short to box with God. But still, every day we try to fight against what God has us to do. Right. I told you all this, that on last week, a demoniac spirit put 7 wannabe exorcists on alert. There's always somebody better than you. But watch this. Listen to this. It is here in verse 24 that Satan incites the Teamsters Union of Silversmith. How many of y'all here in union? Union? Anybody in union? Yeah. You know, a lot of times you all get what y'all want because y'all have learned the technique of striking. Yeah. Do you not know that those of you that maybe not knew or you didn't know that teachers in Texas cannot strike? When you sign your contract, you don't get to strike. You deal with what they put out. That's right, that's right. But the devil had gotten into the Teamsters Union of silversmiths. Silversmiths, again, they worked with metal. And it was a lucrative business because they were making small gods that the people were worshiping, gods that were made by hands. And being that the devil now, he gets into the hearts and the spirits of the silversmiths, he incites hell at the job site. All right. How many of you in here have caught hell on your job? Make sure you caught it and didn't cause it. He inflicts deceitful ideas through the flow of employment. Yes, yes. It is at the time when Satan incites the union of silversmiths to stage a protest against Paul. Every now and then we have to work on jobs where people at the job we work on can't stand us. Right. You making a nickel more than they do. And they hate you. And they try to make your job a holy hell. Satan had gotten into the local Teamsters Union of silversmiths and caused deceit and deception among the workers. Y'all did know that they staged a protest against Paul because Paul is preaching about God.
Right.
You want to get in trouble on your job? Start talking about how good God been to you. Pull out a Bible and see how you want people to leave you alone on your job. Pull out a Bible and start talking about the scriptures. They will leave you alone. It is the gospel that disrupts their cash flow. You don't mess with people's money. Y'all remember a few chapters ago that a damsel, that's the word that they use, was making money for her pimps? Y'all remember Pastor talking about that? And Peter cast out the demon from this girl where she couldn't make money anymore for her pimps. You know what a pimp's main concern is? Money. You better have this money. I like Paul because, and we can take a lesson from him, because Michelle Obama put it like this. She said, when they go low, you go high.
That's right, that's right.
In other words, you can clown me all you want to. I'm not going to get on your level. I'm going to pray for you and I'm going to keep walking. Some of y'all need to get that. Because, you know, these young kids nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Let me introduce y'all to a phrase. They call it mean mugging. Yes. Kids want to fight now because the way you look at them. I went to visit my relatives. I have some relatives that live in Harlem. And they said, cousin, we're getting ready to walk down the streets. He said, don't look nobody in the face. That's right. Matter of fact, don't even speak. I said, well, I'm from Texas. We speak to folks. We say, hello, how you doing? He said, don't do that here. And I'm confused. Because why wouldn't you want to say good morning? Why wouldn't you just take a moment to say hello? I like Paul because even though they are trying to stop what Paul is doing, trying to dissect and dilute the preaching of the gospel, Paul never publicly embarrasses them or comes to blows with them. He doesn't openly disrespect them. But instead of stooping to devilish levels, he never comes to blows with them. He doesn't blast them on Instagram. But what he continues to do is preach.
Yes.
You and I have heard it ever since we've been in church. Our mothers and our parents told us, and our grandparents told us, baby, talk to God about it.
Yeah.
And how many of you have learned how to talk to God about some stuff?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
You know what the gospel has done for us? And I'm going to go out on a limb and say us. You know what the gospel has done for us? It has made you pray for people that you know don't like. It has made you smile when everybody else is crying.
Right.
It has made you realize that even though you may be broken than the Ten Commandments, the law
Yeah.
Because you know God's got
Yes, sir.
them. Even when you felt like giving up and throwing in the towel,
Right.
the gospel told me it's going to be all right. Well, Paul stands boldly in what he's doing. I'm not going to let you stop me from doing what I know is right, even though you may not agree with it. Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead, Perry.
You don't have to raise your hand. Your mom ever made you so mad until under your breath you say, I hate her. Don't say it out loud. Sometimes people can run you so mad
Oh, yeah.
until your inner feelings will surface. But Paul never talks bad about these people. He still sends his preachers out to preach. And these people, watch this. This is where the problem kicks in. Because now people are hearing the good news about God. Yes. And they're starting to yearn more and more about wanting to hear about God. Yes. People are gathering because they want to hear more about God. So this did not sit well with the silversmiths. Why? Because it was cutting in on their finances, because people were turning toward God and letting go of these fake little idol gods.
That's right.
Well, 1 Timothy chapter 6 reminds us simply this, that the love of money is the root of all evil. Some of y'all may know some people that they can't operate unless they got $300 and $400 and $500 in their pocket.
Yeah.
Don't walk around with that much money in yourself. Because if you get jacked, it's irreplaceable. Well, some of y'all may know some people too that they'll do something strange for change. Because they have a fetish for money. Question: would you rather be poor and in good shape, or be a millionaire and paralyzed from the neck down?
Lord help.
You ever whistled while you was broke? You ever put a smile on your face and you ain't got enough money to pay your bills? You got to be in a different mindset to realize that even though I don't have it now, God's going to make a way somehow.
That's right.
Demetrius, that was his name, and the silversmith, they were promoting idolatry. And they were promoting loose living. And they were making a profit because they were selling handmade garments made out of silver. In Exodus chapter 34, Moses reminded the people that the God we serve is a jealous God.
Right.
Joshua would go on his deathbed to say, choose you this day who you're going to serve. Are you going to serve the gods that your father served back on the other side of the flood? Or are you going to serve the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell in right now? He said, you do what you're going to do, but as for me and my house,
That's right. That's right.
we're going to serve God.
Yeah.
Well, in my closing, the silversmith, y'all know all about income. Y'all know some people that's all that really matter to them is money. That's all they want is more money, more money, more money. They could care less about, I'm talking about these silversmiths. They could care less about Diana, but they were using her because she was a goddess whom they worshiped. And they didn't care anything about her. They were in it for personal gain.
Yes.
They selling these little trinkets, and the people were buying it. But when people started hearing about God, they turned from idol gods and started worshiping the true God. Well, it is true that making of these idols that captivated their minds, and they were exploiting the ignorance of people. People got your mind. They can control your thoughts. That's why we can never allow our mind to play tricks on us.
Yeah.
You know why a lot of us are set in our ways? Because we've been programmed to think a certain way.
Yes, sir.
And once you think a certain way and that's all you know, it's hard to change a person's thinking.
That's right. That's right.
Well, they got all these people buying these idol gods. And they did all this without radio, without TV, without Instagram, without Facebook. They got all these people believing in gods that were made by hands. Well, notice how they talk about Paul, and I'm done, in verse 26. Y'all hear how they talk about it? Look how they address this Paul. Are you that one? This Paul. All because he's doing what's right. This Paul. Well, the Lord has blessed each and every one of us with a special gift.
Yes, sir.
Don't be fooled. You have a gift.
Yes, Lord.
I don't know what your gift is, but each and every one of us has a gift. I don't know what your gift is, but you know. And if you have not found it yet, have a talk with God.
Right.
Lord, what is my gift? Because I want to live my life in vain. What? Take what you're good at and use it for the glory of God.
Yes.
Paul has a special gift. He has a lot of gifts. But his special gift is the gift of persuade. He's able to get people that did not believe to start believing.
Right.
They don't want him dead. But let me ask you a question. Is there anything in your life that means so much to you that you'd be willing to die for?
Yes, sir.
Would you be willing to die for your children?
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't think twice about it. You know why? Because somebody's going to co-sign right here. If you don't live another day, you had a good life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Lord, increase my faith so that I won't just fall for anything. Well, come on, stand to your feet. are in it for profit. No. These people got rich off of bamboozling people.
Right.
Getting them to put their trust in a little man-made statue. How do you serve a God that have eyes but can't see? How can you serve a God that have arms but can't hold you when you need to be there?
Lord have mercy.
It's not hard to convince people to buy into something when you have their mind. That's why as we get older and our mind starts leaving us, people every day, they prey on old people.
Lord help.
Because once you convince a person of a thing, it's not a difficult thing for them to buy into what you're selling. So how is it then, Pastor, it's so easy for seniors to get scammed out of their whole life savings? Because they get into their head. So every day, ask God,
Right.
God, keep my mind. Keep my mind strong.
Yes.
Because if it sounds good, certain people will buy into the goodness of the way that it sounds.
Right.
If you have older people, then you have a duty. Because as you get older, you'll find out if you're not there. The roles reverse.
Right. Right.
You become the parent, they become the child.
Yes, sir.
And I never thought. I tell the wife this all the time. I never thought I'd live to see the day that I could tell my mama, no, we ain't doing that, and still keep my teeth. No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. No.